I am who you think that I am.
Right.
And that's not true.
Right.
You are who you are. And there's a freedom in releasing all these confounding ways of thinking. First, we have to identify the pathology is the fact that I'm focused on those things. And that's okay, because it's a part of our psychology, right? It's a part of the domestication that we went through as we were raised, which is important. I'm raising kids. I see like, okay, there's parts of this. I need them to have this structure because I'm tired of wiping asses, and like they need to figure that one out.
I'm curious about this though. Like you mentioned, you start people out from the ground, and we were talking in the gym about like flow, right? And if an athlete's going to get into flow, they automatically have to have no inhibition in terms of the movements that they're going to do.
Right.
I think that something like lifting is, since the movement's like doing a squat or a good squat, there's a few cues and boom, it's done. And you don't have to do anything outside of that. But when it's a sport like MMA, when it's jiu-jitsu, when it's any fighting sport, these athletes are moving in such dynamic fashions. Like we were talking about the brace with mech squats.
Right.
The boxer's not moving like this,
Nope.
rib cage over hips,
Exactly.
going back and forth, right? It's like if you, pull up a highlight video of Anderson Silva.
Yep.
You see the way he's moving his body into
Adaptable.
And you you were showing the thing about the stance, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anderson sometimes
Everything.
he'll widen his stance
And
and
he'll
come
switch
all
stances
He'll
and
switch
whatever.
stances.
Like, it doesn't matter.
So how
That
do
made
you
me
help?
so happy. That's my favorite MMA fighter of all time.
He's
I
so
love it.
beautiful to watch.
Yeah.
When we bring up this highlight,
art.
let's pause. Yeah.
The spider.
In the relaxation.
And that makes me curious because
Watch him against, oh my gosh, watch him against Forrest Griffin. There's a slow motion clip where he finished Forrest Griffin, and it's one of the most magical things. If you watch his torso and his face, it's so relaxed.
Yeah, these are just probably more knockouts.
But
right?
still, if you watch him in slow motion, you can see that his face and his torso is very fluid.
Yeah.
And as even later in his career, where he had a lot of magical moments, were purely flow. He's in a state of observation.
Oh, that was unfair when he got him in that Muay Thai clinch. It was over.
So,
So what I found is martial arts in the preparation and working with fighters has helped me stretch my thinking more than anything. Because that's it. Boom, here it is. Look at this. Look.
Rewind. Oh, God, rewind. You got to see
mean-
that tap again, bro. That's so disgusting.
It's insane. Just
But he has an ability to really move and contort his body in some weird positions, to the point where he's still able to put a lot of power into what basically looked like a jab
And it's
to knock out a fellow MMA professional.
and it's in respect to his eyes. What I'm looking at and what I admire is the fact that his eyes, just like with Lomachenko in boxing, their priority is positioning their eyes into spaces, into generating perspectives, into keeping this untethered, right? I see it all. And then now they're in a fluid reactionary state.
Power Project family, how's it going? Now, we like to look good in the gym and out of the gym. That's why you always see Mark and I and Andrew is stepping up on the short game, wearing shorts from Viore and clothes from Viore. And honestly, the number one compliment that I've seen, that I've gotten, and even Mark's gotten, is, damn, your butt looks good. And that's because, the clothes we wear make our booties look delicious. Andrew, how can they get it?
Yeah, you guys both have pretty big wagons. You guys can head over to viori.com/power project. That's VUORI.com/power project to receive 20% off the most amazing apparel that looks so good inside and outside of the
It's going to
gym.
make your ass look fat.
And your ass will
that.
look fat. Links to them down in the description, as well as the podcast show notes. God damn it.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Make your ass look fat.
But if you're in a state of, if I'm generating reactions and making you have, like what Forrest Griffin there was a reaction that was generated by Anderson Silva. And now Anderson Silva is just playing and flowing and looking for an opening to expose. And so your job as a fighter is to put your opponent into a state of reaction, because now you're my slave. If you're reacting, you're a slave. And that's the same thing in life. If you're reacting, you're a slave. And that's why you live your life how you do. And I appreciate that so much, because you really, you prioritize making sure you're not in a state of reaction. And I think that's a quality to health in lifestyle that we should really focus on conditioning more than anything.
Become a slave to your emotions.
Are you a slave to your emotions? Because I think most people are, but they're in denial about it. And the best way I can help them is to help them find that out without me having to tell them directly, because that people don't want to be told that. People don't want to be labeled, and they don't want to be
you know what your problem is? You're an emotional wreck. Like, that's not going to go very well. Like, you're really pulled around by your emotions aggressively, and it's not great, but they're not going to respond well to that.
So my objective from day one has always been, how can I be effective at helping people? And I realized the effectiveness that I can have is based off of how well I can help them find things and experiences within themselves. Just like when I was talking to you about your exercise, instead of me trying to condition you on a system or trying to overanalyze a problem, see if you can find something over there with your left arm. The least amount of information to where you produced a sensation and a connection to what I wanted to see happen, which was more movement and to connect, right? But if that was your process of finding that based off of me not giving you information.
We've had people come in and kind of right off the bat didn't have good bedside manner, and boom, just shut them down like that. You're not listening to them anymore. Like,
you don't respect them.
Even if you want to listen to them, there's some sort of little defensive thing where you're like, I don't know, it just feels like insulting in some way. Or
so, like, what do you mean? I'm curious. Like, what type of
there's some
interactions?
people that have come in that have said specific things to you, like on some of the testing and some of the breathing, some of the different things we've done.
Okay.
And I think Andrew and I have been kind of sitting there going like, oh my God, like this could quite possibly be one of the better athletes, you know, in jiu-jitsu at some point, you know, and we're around you every day. So we're like, this isn't possible. Like, whatever you're saying, not that it's not possible that you don't have errors in your system just like anybody else.
Yeah.
But when somebody comes in and just says something to you right away, whether it's you or whether it's me, I personally will feel a little defensive, even if it's something about you, because I'm like, they're not here all the time. Like, they don't understand like what we're doing and what we're working on. And so I think that's why people kind of get offended. That's why I get offended. Because I'm like, well, you don't understand my story. Because we all feel that our story is super unique, right? And we feel that.
No, it is.
Right. It is. It is.
Hey, baby. I'm joking. Guys, like, comment, subscribe, and head to the Power Project Discord, all right? I know you enjoyed the video. Speak to y'all soon.